Hi, I'm Amy from Trees Not Tees. We offer race participants the chance to turn down the finisher's tee at the end of a race and plant a tree instead. And today we're very happy to be talking to runner, journalist and presenter Anna Harding. Hi, Anna.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. I would like to ask you, if I may, about a recent running event that you have just completed. So you've just done the Berlin Marathon, is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So several months of hard graft to put in, all in for race day at Berlin. So it's the second time I ran that marathon, and just feels so great to be back on a start line.
Yes, wow, in a real race.
A real race.
A real race. And how did it go for you?
So this was all part of a project that I was working on to try and qualify for the Boston Marathon. So for those who don't know, the Boston Marathon has pretty strict qualifying windows, and for my age group and my gender, I needed to run 3 hours and 30 minutes in order to qualify.
Wow.
If you want to check out the full story of what happened, it is on the running channel on YouTube, a full race day recap, but to give you a tiny summary, I actually got injured 2 weeks in the lead up to the marathon, which was heartbreaking, and I'm sure lots of people have been through that, because marathon training just takes so long, and unless you're ready on the day, anything can happen. So I actually recorded my personal worst marathon time.
You did it. You did it anyway. You went ahead and did it with the injury.
I did. It was a struggle. It was a real slog out there. It was quite a hot day as well. But honestly, crossing that finish line meant so much to me. Like just being back on a start line, being back with runners, and having that race day experience after the last 18 months of not being able to do it, just felt so incredibly special. I was very emotional the whole day.
Wow. That's a very mixed experience then. Amazingly well done to have finished it, gone ahead and finished it anyway. It's amazing. You mentioned the running channel there, so that's something that you're very much involved in, isn't it? Could you tell us a little bit about the running channel?
Absolutely. So the running channel is a YouTube channel and a sort of online community for runners of all ages, abilities and interests, I suppose. So whether you just love going to a park run once a week, or maybe you're eyeing up your first ultra, you know, there really is a massive mix of everything in there for any kind of runner. And our main thing is to encourage people to believe that, you know, they can do whatever they set their sights on when it comes to running. So we've got like how-to videos, tips, we've got silly challenges, interviews, you name it. If it's got to do with running, then we'll be talking about it. And we started that a few years ago. It's going from strength to strength, and I'm one of the main presenters on the channel, along with a few others who you'll see popping up doing various different challenges and videos.
Sounds fantastic. I popped on there myself. I'm about to do my first ever, well, it's a virtual marathon, and I popped on there and you said something that you don't have to run marathon distance in training for a marathon, which I was very encouraged to hear because I haven't done anywhere near it.
No, that's absolutely right. I mean, think about your marathon training. If you'll be running more than just once a week, I would imagine, if you're running a marathon. So if you went out and ran 26.2 miles on top of all the rest of the sessions that you've done in that week, your body's not going to thank you for it. But on race day, you'll have tapered, your legs will be fresh, and you've got that distance in there because you've been emulating running on tired legs. So yeah, you're absolutely fine.
Thank you. Very good to hear. Very encouraging. Can we talk a little bit about your running then? Are you a lifelong runner, or is it something you came to later in life?
Yeah, I came to it later in life. So I was 29 years old when I first sort of started getting, I would say, properly into running.
Okay.
And my main why for that was because a very good friend of mine was killed in a one punch attack on a night out, and he was 29 years old, and he, you know, his life was cut short far too young. Wow. And as a group of friends, we all sort of embodied this phrase, be more Bav. So my friend Bav was sort of a go-getter. He, you know, he loved living his life. anything he wanted to turn his hand to, he would put everything into it.
Wow.
So as part of that Beam or Bav kind of mantra, I suppose, I'd watched the London Marathon on the TV and thought, wow, that's incredible. I'd run a half marathon before, and the very thought of turning around and running back again made me feel quite sick. So I thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to be more Bav, and I'm going to sign up, and I'm going to run my first marathon in his memory. So I ran Edinburgh Marathon in 2017. So I am a pretty new runner, really.
Yeah, wow. And how did you find training for the marathon? How did that go for you, that first ever marathon?
I really enjoyed it, actually. I downloaded the marathon training plan from the Edinburgh Marathon website, and I'm a real visual to-do list kind of person. So I'm ticking them all off, and I was like, you know, just following it to the T. And you know, marathon training is just, it's another part of your life. You know, you've got your work, you've got your chores, your life admin, and then when you throw marathon training into the mix as well, you think, how am I going to find time for all of this? But it really kept me focused, it kept me on track, and I could see the improvements every week. And it's a journey, and I say this all the time for anyone who's got marathons coming up, or maybe you've just run one and you weren't happy with your time or whatever. Marathons are hundreds of miles. It's not just that last 26.2.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, that last 26.2, that's your victory lap, that's your celebration for all of the hard work that you've put in. And it really did feel like that, training for it. And then I got bitten by the marathon bug and was like, I wanted to improve my times. So I've done 8, 9 now.
Wow. Okay, so that leads me perfectly on to the next thing that I was going to ask you about in terms of the number of events that you have done. Have you got one of these big t-shirt piles?
So I have got a drawer of t-shirts, and it's not very tidy at the moment. But what I would say, interestingly, and I've been really looking forward to talking to you about this as well, because most events that I do give a t-shirt as a finisher, you know, as part of the finished package. So I don't really buy t-shirts to run in.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
I'm a cheapskate. I'm like, well, I don't need them. I've got event t-shirts. And interestingly, at Berlin Marathon, there is no finisher t-shirt. You can buy one at the expo before you've run the race. Okay.
It's a bit of a bad omen.
You're like, okay, I'm going to gamble on this. It says finisher emblazoned across the front. Yeah, but when I ran Berlin in 2018, it was the same scenario. You didn't get a t-shirt as part of the race sign up. And actually I was quite fortunate when I crossed the line there. There was a stand selling them sort of as you go out of the finish area. So I bought one as I had finished, which was good. Because I knew that it was one of those things that I could wear and feel proud of, because it was the first time I ever ran a sub-4 marathon.
Wow. Yeah. So exactly. I mean, I think, and again, with Trees Not Tees, we always present this as an option, because sometimes that t-shirt is going to be incredibly special to you. And we know people have t-shirts from, 20 years ago that they love and cherish, which is an entirely different thing to having a huge stack of kind of nasty polyester unwanted things.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I guess that's more where we're aiming ourselves. Have you done anything personally in terms of thinking more about being a bit eco-friendly as a runner? Have you thought about that? Have you made any changes to your running? Do you think?
So I, especially after COVID and lots of races sort of saying, we would prefer it if you could hydrate yourself so that we don't have to hand out stuff to people. Yeah. I know the London Marathon have got the bottle belts and things. And actually marathons now seem to be a little bit more hydration pack friendly, and I love running in a hydration pack. I just think that it's really handy. You can be self-sufficient, you've got all that you need on you. And so like at Berlin Marathon I ran with my own water, so that you know, they've got the water stations there. It was really sad actually at the Berlin Marathon. I was really, really disappointed in the start area just after the start line, because there was just so many discarded face masks.
Oh, the face masks. Oh gosh, yes.
So that was really sad to see. And then when you got to the water stations, you've got all of the cups. So they use individual cups for the water station. And so, you know, I'm like throwing mine into the recycling bins.
Yes.
And I'm sure they probably can sweep them up from the side of the road. But yeah, I think, you know, self-hydration on
Yes.
races is definitely, you know,
easy.
Yeah, it's an easy change to make.
Mm-hmm.
I think people worry about running in hydration vests. They think, oh, but I'm carrying loads of extra weight and it's going to make me slower. Unless you're running at the Olympics, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference.
It'll slow you down that much. Yeah, that's so. Again, what you were saying there about seeing that start line there. What would you like to see happening other than the drinks? Obviously, like we said, this seems to be the sort of the number one thing because that's where so much of the plastic comes in. Are there any other things that you would like to see happening at races generally that would take us in this right direction?
Well, I think as well, I mean, races and running in general, I think if you think about everything that makes up a runner, so a runner is a person who runs, right? So it's a very simple, very easy sport. You could literally just walk out of your door and run. But I think now there's so much gear and so many options that if you look at them, a lot of them are plastics. And you know, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm thinking as well along the lines of like gel packets as well. Like, and I know that there are certain companies, I know Vela Forte offer recycling of their gel packets, so you can send them back to them and they make them into play equipment for children.
Oh, fantastic. There's another company, Outdoor Provisions, if I got the right name there, or is it a different one? They give you the pouches that you then send back to them and they refill them and then send them back to you. I think I've possibly got the name of the company wrong there, but yeah, to save having that gel waste.
Yeah, exactly. And also Active Root is a brand that I use quite a lot as well. I'm not, you know, I'm not paid by any of these people to say nice things, but Active Root, they sell their gel mix in a pot, in like a big bulk buy pot.
Yes.
And you mix up your own concoction in their own sort of soft pouch gel.
I see. There you go.
So, rather than single serves, you know, it saves you money because you're buying a bigger quantity, but also it's helping the environment because you're reusing that gel pouch rather than just throwing away empty wrappers.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's absolutely the right kind of direction we need to be going. So if I could just bring it back to a really broad question, what is it that you get from running? It's obviously a huge part of your life, especially, you know, nowadays. What do you get from running personally?
I get a huge sense of satisfaction. I'm not one to set small goals, shall we say. Once I've done something, I'm like, what's next? What's the next big one? And so being able to prove to myself, it, you know, it is a really selfish endeavor running for me. It's all about me. I don't compare myself to other people because there's no point. And it's just that proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever thought. And really just, I love pushing boundaries, my own personal boundaries. I did a 260 kilometer 6-day ultra in the Azores with one of the Trees Not Tees guys.
Yes,
and
that's amazing.
That was just phenomenal, just learning about my body and how it, you know, it just kept going. On the day, the second to last day, I thought I couldn't take another step.
Right.
But then I completed another marathon distance and then a half marathon distance just to top it all off. And our bodies are amazing things. And I don't,
inspiring to hear.
I don't do it for, Yeah, I don't do it for like weight loss or anything like that. I don't do it for the aesthetics. I do it to be strong and
Mhm.
be fit and
Yeah,
healthy,
yeah.
and I hope that it will help keep me healthy right on into later life.
Yes, absolutely. Brilliant. So what's next for you running wise? Have you got something else? I imagine you definitely have got something else in the calendar.
Yeah. So the next one, so the running channel, I guess dictates is kind of, it sounds a bit of a strong word, but I love doing, I love giving my side of everything to do with running
Yes.
to the running channel so that people can see it on videos and they can experience it for themselves if they're feeling like they maybe want to try something but they're unsure.
Yeah.
So my next challenge, which is, it's still a personal one for me, but I'm going to be giving it, all on the running channel, is to follow a Garmin coach training plan for 10K
Okay.
to try and break my 10K PB.
Right. Okay. So some fast stuff coming up. Wow.
Yeah.
And have you got any other events in the diary?
So I've got, I'm really excited for this one. I've got the Coventry half marathon, and that doesn't sound glamorous and it doesn't sound all that exciting. It's a nice race.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But the reason why I'm most excited about this is I'm running with my big sister. So my big sister is amazing. She is a Wonder Woman. She's a super mum to 2 young children who are just fantastic. And she's the kind of runner who isn't out there constantly chasing down marathons and half marathons and everything like that. She runs when she can.
Mhm.
She fits it in around her life, around the children's life, and she, she just goes out and enjoys it and pushes herself. But this will be the third time that I've run with Jane, and I'm confident that she'll do really well at this one.
That sounds really special to do it with your sister like that. That's lovely. Thank you. Anyway, thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today. It's been fantastic talking to you, and we'll definitely be checking out your full race report on the running channel. And best of luck with the 10K and with the half.
Thanks ever so much. Thanks. It's been so lovely to talk to you.
It's been lovely to talk to you too. Take care.